welcome to my channel. Today I'll show you some important tips and tricks about the Pubg mobile game, so that you can easily win the game and get the sweet chicken dinners. Please like the video and make comments. And also subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to get my latest videos fast and before anyone else. For those new to the game, the first thing you should know is that Pubg is all about surviving until the bitter end in a 100% free-for-all or as a team by any means necessary. Yet whether you're the kind of player that likes to grab the best weapons you can find and go all guns blazing, or you opt for a more stealthy approach, there are some gameplay basics that apply to everyone that enters the battlefield. In this guide, you'll find some essential Pubg mobile tips and tricks that will put you ahead of the pack and help you bag those sweet chicken dinners. Choose where to land very carefully. A game of Pubg can last as long as half an hour, or, if things go horribly wrong, it can all be over in a few seconds. One surefire way of exiting early is by misjudging your initial landing spot, which is why it's first on our list of Pubg mobile tips and tricks. As a general rule of thumb, you want to aim for the best loot spots in the game map you're playing on, while also avoiding as many other players as possible. There are some particular areas that regularly spawn the best weapons and armor, such as the military base, power plant, or the various major towns in the original map Erangel, but bear in mind that other seasoned players will be heading there too. Once you've jumped out of the cargo plane, keep an eye out for swarms of other players heading to a single location and avoid those areas like the plague. Likewise, don't just aimlessly drift once you're in freefall. Pinpoint a safe enough area, preferably with buildings, so you can grab some loot and push forward to speed your way there. Buildings will show up as white blocks on the mini-map, so make sure you're heading in the right direction. If you can't see one, you can always open your parachute early and coast over to a decent landing zone. Just be aware that every second you spend in the sky is a second your opponents will be using to scoop up loot. Number 2, if you die in Pubg, you are dead. In solo play, there are no second chances, and in squads you'll be putting your team's chances of victory at risk if you keep getting downed early. Once you hit the floor, your first priority is gearing up so you don't get clipped in any initial skirmishes. You'll find crucial loot scattered around in buildings and supply crate drops. The latter contain the most sought-after weapons like the insanely powerful sniper rifle, but remember, you won't be the only one hoping to grab the spoils. Only shoot when you're in range. This is the ultimate rookie error, and it'll get you killed more than anything else in Pubg Mobile. Deciding when to hide and when to attack is a tricky balancing act, but you should never ever open fire unless you know your weapon has a chance of hitting the target. While knowing when you're in range will take some practice for complete newcomers, if you have any experience with PvP shooters, you'll already have a fair understanding of the basics. Shotguns, especially the awesome S12K, and SMGs are useful for up-close burst damage. Assault rifles and pistols are good for mid-range fights, and sniper rifles are perfect for long-distance pot shots. If you're shooting at a distant enemy with, say, the otherwise fairly strong Tommy gun, all you're doing is giving away your position, which is a fatal mistake. Keep an eye on the map. It'll take a fair few games to learn the layout of certain areas of the Pubg map, let alone the whole thing. While you're getting used to the landscape, make sure you're paying attention to the mini-map and keeping an eye on the diminishing play area. In Pubg, the only safe area lies within the circle. This circle will begin to shrink at select times during the match, and if you find yourself outside of it for too long, you'll eventually die. The damage you take in this electrified blue field will increase as the circle shrinks. Early on you'll be fine for a few minutes, while in the very final stage you won't last more than 10 seconds. Each new circle will show on your map as a white outline, so if you watch your map you will always know where to go next. There's no need to rush in the early phases, but towards the end you'll need to get moving to avoid death while also trying to steer clear of other players who will be doing the same thing. You should always be trying to remain in cover where possible. Wills are better than legs. Need to get somewhere fast? Then you need a vehicle. Vehicles are littered all around each of the game's maps, but you'll find them most commonly near the larger cities and on the main roads. Unfortunately, while there are plenty of vehicles to go around, there's also up to 99 other players potentially looking to get behind the wheel too, so be sure it's safe before approaching. The motorcycle and buggy are both great for zipping to the next play area but will leave you relatively exposed. Larger vehicles like the Jeep will be slower but are great for carrying around 4 players with a nice amount of protection. If you liked this video, please like it and share it, and also subscribe to my channel. Thank you all for your support.